Life unveils its secrets slowly, confronting us with truths that echo through the ages. People come into our lives and they leave. We forge connections, pour our hearts into these bonds, and to anchor our identities in the presence of others, clinging to the illusion of permanence. But when those bonds break, how do we handle the crushing weight of their absence? What becomes of us when someone we cherished moves on, drifts away, or perhaps more painfully, reveals they never cared as deeply as we did? This is the mystery that Stoic philosophy, the ancient wisdom of thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, can help us unravel. In a world ruled by relentless emotion, the Stoics alone dared to peer into the heart of human attachment and uncover its illusions. They knew that true detachment is not apathy, but power, a liberation of the soul from dependence on anyone or anything external. This philosophy is not about shutting down or retreating, but about summoning a rare strength that lets us see beyond the limits of our own emotions. Detachment is clarity. It is the freedom to feel deeply without surrendering control to our feelings. To tread this path, we must embrace 5 timeless Stoic principles, each more profound than the last, each a revelation that shakes the soul. They guide us to view attachment, loss, and love through an unfiltered lens, a lens that clears away illusion and reveals a reality few have the courage to face. First, embrace impermanence. Stoicism teaches that everything we hold dear is in a constant state of change. Every relationship, every bond we form is like a fragile thread, delicate and fleeting. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. When it comes to those we cherish, we often mistake our desires for reality. We cling tightly to the people in our lives, convincing ourselves they are an essential part of us. But clinging only tightens our chains, binding us to illusions. Imagine a fistful of sand, grasp it tightly, and it will slip away faster. Accept that all connections are transient, and you open yourself to experience true presence, to value each moment as it is, not as you wish it to be. I too once struggled to let go. A friendship I cherished deeply began to fade, stretching painfully thin over time and distance. My heart resisted, clinging to memories, desperately trying to pull that person closer. Only when I acknowledged that this friendship had run its course did I finally release that emotional weight. Marcus Aurelius would have said, "Accept that things will end, and you will suffer less when they do." This understanding is not resignation, it is freedom. Second, master your emotions through reason. We often believe that our emotions control us, that we are helpless before their onslaught. We feel heartbreak, anger, jealousy, sadness, and it seems natural to let these feelings overwhelm us. Yet Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics understood a hard truth. Emotions are not facts. They are born from our own thoughts and beliefs. The Stoics taught that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you learn to master your mind, you take control of your emotional state. Imagine a breakup. Your mind races with questions. Why did this happen? How could they move on so easily? The Stoic response urges a shift in focus. What are the facts here? How can I interpret this differently? It is not the event itself that causes our suffering, but our reaction to it. Challenge the automatic emotional response with a question. Are my thoughts serving me or enslaving me? This shift is profound. In every pain we endure, we find that reality itself is neutral. It is our mind that dyes it with emotion. This simple truth is a revelation, one that brings us closer to freedom with every thought we choose wisely. Third, practice negative visualization. The very notion may seem counterintuitive. Why would anyone willingly imagine loss or hardship? But the Stoics found a liberating power in this practice, for it allows us to confront and embrace life's inevitable changes without being shattered by them. Imagine the person you're most attached to, a partner, a close friend, a family member, and now imagine them no longer in your life. How does that feel? Uncomfortable, perhaps even excruciating, but that's the point. Negative visualization isn't about dwelling on pessimism. It is about rehearsing reality. By mentally preparing for the possibility of loss, you diminish its power to devastate you. I remember when my best friend considered moving overseas, leaving me with the dreaded thought of a life without them. I began practicing negative visualization, picturing my days without their presence. By the time they actually left, I was not blindsided by grief. The practice had softened the blow. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote, "Do not disturb yourself by imagining the whole of life's troubles at once." This practice builds an inner strength that few understand, a resilience that shelters you from life's storms. It is not that you harden your heart, but rather that you prepare it. Fourth, Focus only on what you control. One of Stoicism's most empowering teachings is this distinction between what lies within our control and what lies outside it. This lesson transforms how we approach relationships, as so much of our pain stems from our desire to control what we simply cannot. We wish for others to feel as we feel, to love as we love, to see us as we wish to be seen. But Stoic wisdom teaches us that it is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. I once found myself in a relationship where I constantly felt on edge, bending over backward to hold on to something that was slipping away. I thought that if I tried hard enough, I could control the other person's feelings, pull them closer, convince them of my worth. But it only led to endless anxiety, frustration, and self-doubt. When I finally embraced the Stoic principle of focusing on my own actions and self-worth, rather than trying to shape another's feelings, the relief was like a weight lifting from my heart. We cannot dictate how others will feel or behave. The only power we possess is over ourselves. This realization is the beginning of emotional autonomy, the knowledge that your peace does not depend on someone else's validation. Finally, reflect on the bigger picture. Stoicism invites us to adopt a grander view of life, to look beyond the immediate and see things within the vast tapestry of time. Marcus Aurelius wrote often of the fleeting nature of our lives, reminding us that all pain, attachment, and love are but passing moments in the vastness of existence. When we take a step back, we gain a new perspective, one that reveals the transience of all things. Ask yourself, will this pain matter in 5 years? Does this person define my life? Or do they simply share a part of my journey? In times of loss, reflect on the scope of your own resilience. Think of past loves, friendships, and moments that once seemed all-consuming. With time, the intensity faded, and you moved on, stronger and wiser. Life continued, as it always will. By embracing this perspective, you are not abandoning care but cultivating a profound peace. An understanding that nothing external defines your worth. These principles are not easy. They are truths that few will seek out, truths that demand courage and clarity. But for those who dare to embrace them, they hold the promise of a rare peace, a freedom from the constant grip of attachment. So the next time you find yourself clutching too tightly to someone or something, ask yourself, do I control my emotions, or do they control me? This question, and the Stoic answers that lie beyond it, offer the possibility of true liberation, a path to an inner sanctuary untouched by the storms of life. And here lies the final, most sacred secret, reserved for those who have the patience to seek beyond. This is the truth that unites all Stoic wisdom, the art of self-acceptance. In all our striving for detachment, mastery of emotions, and surrender to impermanence, we often overlook this hidden key. Everything you seek already lies within you. We search outward for validation, belonging, and love, but the Stoics teach that true peace, strength, and freedom are born within. This paradox is the final truth. You can only release others when you are whole within yourself. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Self-acceptance dissolves the need to cling to anyone or anything outside. When you embrace yourself fully, you no longer demand from others what only you can provide. You stand rooted, free, unshaken. Let each Stoic principle, embracing impermanence, mastering emotions, focusing on your control, be a step toward this ultimate revelation. Wholeness is the key. When you need nothing from the outside, you are truly free.